T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello everyone and welcome to Gone Gold episode 2. Of course today I'm joined by Modern Warfare 2 Ghost once again. We're going to be talking about some Call of Duty Vanguard with the new beta announcements. We'll also be touching on a little bit of Vanguard Zombies because, well, it seems like that is a pretty talked about topic at the moment. We'll also be talking about Battlefield 2042 and its beta, skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty, and also a few other bits and bobs as we progress throughout this podcast. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to get involved and get Modern Warfare 2 Ghost into the stream. Hopefully there's going to be no technical difficulties with this podcast unlike last time, and what I will say is that if you do want to ask any questions, please use the super chat, or if you're a member then please just ask away within the comment section. Just simply due to the large amount of questions we get, we'll only be accepting questions via super chat as this podcast continues on. So anyway, without further ado, let us bring Modern Warfare 2 Ghost into the potty. Hopefully you're there, Ghost. Yeah.
Roger.
I can hear
1 2 1 2.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll just give it a minute and see if everybody is fine with the audio levels and stuff like that. And we'll quickly talk about the Vanguard beta. Can everybody hear Ghost in the stream? Please.
Yo.
Audio levels are, I'm going to say good. We're going to proceed with good.
Good. It's better.
Yeah, audio levels good. Alright, so yeah, the Vanguard beta information just dropped pretty surprisingly by Sledgehammer Games. It seems like today they've dropped quite a few bits of information surprisingly with the Season 5 Reloaded. I wasn't expecting that today, and then also we got the beta stuff. And yeah, this is what communicating with your community looks like, unlike Battlefield, which is kind of sad, but
Yep,
yeah,
indeed.
But, yeah, some pretty interesting stuff in this. We get to see all of the changes that they've made from the alpha to the beta. Champion Hill will be coming to the beta as well, so we'll be able to see a decent comparison between the alpha and the beta if you decide not to play 6v6 for whatever reason. But I'm pretty excited to play 6v6 I just dusted off the PS4. So I can do a little bit of reverse boosting during the beta. I'm not ashamed to say it, and we'll get into that later on as this podcast continues, because it's been a pretty hot week with the skill-based matchmaking discussion with Hutch, of course. Over on Twitter we had a pretty nice debate, but yeah, some pretty interesting stuff in the beta notes. The most notable is that we are actually getting 2 new operators. It seems like one of them is possibly German and one of them is Japanese, just judging off their names. We've got Ronald Smits or Zmits, which sounds pretty German to me. Hopefully I've not butchered that pronunciation too much. And then we've got Daniel Take Yatsu, which sounds Japanese to me. But is there any bits of information in this beta update that you think is worthy to talk about, Ghost? Or
yeah, really. Search and Destroy being added in the beta. I don't remember if history has ever allowed that before. I'm sure there's never been Search and Destroy in a beta before, so it's pretty good. It looks like a solid amount of content. They seem to be rolling it in a kind of staggered stage. So we've got Search and Destroy on weekend 2. A new game mode, which I don't believe we've seen in a beta before. A brand new game mode. Well, aside from Champion Hill, an additional new mode. So there's quite a bit in there, man.
Yeah, I've just noticed that they've confirmed that, because I think this is the first time that it's probably been confirmed that there is going to be more than just 6v6 maps, because Blitz is going to support 28 to 48 players.
Exactly. And this is the thing. The rumour that War was coming, that I did report on some time ago, yes. I was under the impression that War was going to be Vanguard's equivalent of, Black Ops' Combined Arms and Modern Warfare's Ground War. But the way they worded a lot of their posts was 20 maps on launch, 2 for, oh my gosh, I'm butchering it, 4 for Champion Hill and 16 core 6v6 maps. And they did say core 6v6, so that left me thinking, well, where are the maps for Ground War? Is it going to launch with that? So I'm thinking there's possibly going to be some strike maps, if you will. Like some of the 6v6 maps are going to be strike versions of, bigger maps, which seems to be a trend, but not against it. But yeah, it's confusing. I'm kind of not too sure what's going on with that. But yeah, solid amount of content it does look like will be at launch, which is good. It's great. We need that.
Yeah, I would have expected when they made the initial announcement of the multiplayer maps, I would have expected them to say more than what they said if there is going to be either strike maps or whatever, because judging from how things are worded, I mean, to be honest, I'm not opposed to strike maps. I actually think the strike maps work really well in 6v6.
Oh, they do, for sure.
Just 1 second, we just got
Hey, Tom and Ghost, do you guys know of anything that will be at the Sony show next week?
Welcome to the Vegetable
Specifically,
Club.
GTA E&E. Andy Robinson said he's heard there's huge things lined up.
Cool Francis asks, hey Tom and Ghost, do you know of anything that will be at the Sony show next week? Specifically GTA E&E related. Andy Robinson said he's heard huge things lined up. We're going to get into that a little bit, Cool Francis. I appreciate that donation at this moment. I just want to touch on everything going on with Vanguard, because like I was saying, it seems like we're getting probably more than 20 maps. I mean, like you said, even if it is going to be a variation and it's going to be a strike map, I mean, that could indicate with these new mods that we could be getting 24, 26, maybe even 28 maps at launch as opposed to the 20 maps. So it's interesting, and I think myself, you, and everybody else who's been leaking stuff on this game, we've all heard the rumblings that there's going to be higher player count mods, and it's pretty interesting that they've decided to confirm it in just a blog post.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they've come to word things, in a better way now, because let's say there are some strike maps. People, and they say, "Oh, this is a new map." People, this is not new; it's just a strike version. So by them laying the groundwork by basically just saying 20 maps and not mentioning that any of them possibly are strike maps. They kind of do themselves a favour, you know? They don't shoot themselves in the foot that way.
Yeah. And hopefully this does somewhat confirm that a war mode is going to be coming to the game in some capacity. I would imagine probably as some kind of DLC, season 1, 2, or whatever, that war could be coming to the game in some capacity. We've all heard.
That's
the
a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I was worrying at launch possibly no war mode, but I mean they could kick off season 1. I believe season 1 launch for Vanguard is the shortest gap from launch to season that there's been. So they could easily ramp things up and drop season 1 with a bang. They're launching a game with 20 maps, right? Then I have a good feeling. You can look at it one way. You can say, "Oh, okay, so is it going to be lackluster content after that because they're launching with such a big amount?" But I do think that they could easily go all in with season 1, bring in war mode. Slowly introduce a lot of these big modes to keep the interest there. I think it'll be a good idea.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about the maps as well, and I think you touched on this a couple of months ago with the London docks being a potential remaster coming to the game from World War II. Apart from that, I've got to be honest, I've not heard of any remasters coming to this game. It seems like the vast majority are going to be brand new maps, which are... I mean, it's a tit for tat, right? It seems like with the Call of Duty community, everybody complains that we're getting remasters, but if a new map releases, then it gets shit on because it doesn't play well and stuff like that. Which I think comes down to a lot of different things. And with these remasters, what you've got to remember, especially with Black Ops Cold War, because quite a lot of Black Ops 2 remasters came to the game, is that these remasters are pure nostalgia, and I think a big part of why they play so well is just simply because they're from Black Ops 2, where it's a time where there wasn't the likes of heavy skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah. They just play so well, man. They really do. I didn't play Black Ops too much, but playing slums and driving, they're such good maps, man. They really are. They just don't have tons of clutter. They're so good. They just flow so well. Raid, it just flows so well. I know I didn't play Black Ops too much, so I know other people might be bored of that map, but I'm not bored of them at all. But yeah, it's interesting. London Docks is the only one I've heard. There was another one, but I didn't want to actually speak on it because it wasn't like completely solid info. It was you get info that's like, oh, this could be happening, and you get stuff that's like, this is happening, you can report on this. We get different levels of stuff, and one of these things I wasn't ready to talk about, but I did speak with a couple of people about it. I didn't actually tell them the map, but I normally change my location on Twitter every now and again to a random MW2 map, and it happened to be Terminal. And without saying anything, it kind of a few people picked up on that and posted on that. But all I'm saying is I didn't say anything, right? I didn't say it, but it came out. But yeah, so I can't get shot for that one because I didn't actually say it, and there's no evidence of me saying it either. But yeah, it's strange. Some World War II maps. I was told that there was some kind of Gustav Cannon's not coming back as a map. I haven't been told that anyway. But apparently there's some kind of Easter egg to Gustav Cannon because I think they're aware that that wasn't loved. But I think there's some kind of Easter egg. It was the info drop I got was a bit weird. Like it was worded weird, but it was. Yeah. I got the impression that there's some kind of Easter egg to Gustav Cannon, which might have just been really early intel on the train coming to Warzone event. That could have been what that was. So I was told way before that Warzone event was picked up on, and that was a big Gustav Cannon train thing. So it could have been that, but we'll see. We will see.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about Vanguard as well, I know that people, quite a lot of people are probably not super excited for a World War II Call of Duty title. I mean, I've said this myself quite a lot. Personally, I'm not super excited for a World War II Call of Duty title. But like we said, I think it gives them the opportunity to create a lot of unique maps. It's possible that we might get some remasters from World at War or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
In terms of classic maps from World War II, for example, none really spring to mind. That if it was remastered, I wouldn't be excited for it, you know.
Yeah, this is the thing. I didn't want to. I'm trying to take a break. Well, not take a break because I had an active campaign of talking negative about the game. But I just was trying to not put anything out that was like, you know, negative. But I was thinking this from recent CODs. There's not a single map that there's a couple that I do like. I really like Satellite from Black Ops Cold War and Graz and the Raid from Modern Warfare 2019. Even I hated pretty much all the maps on that game. For Search and Destroy, as I always say, they were great. But anything else, but I don't think. I know it's hard to say classic for a game that's currently out now. But I mean, in MW2 there was just Underpass might have been the map that you just I didn't really want to play, but I didn't hate it. I loved every single map, but none of them have that on here. You know, on the recent CODs, there's one map, and I'm like, oh, thank God that, you know, at least it's not that one or that one or that one or that one. None of these maps really have that classic feeling that I could see being remastered in the future. I totally get that. I think that often, to be fair.
Yeah, the argument that I have with classic maps or them not playing well or stuff like that is, and this is a nice segue into skill-based matchmaking, because I think that skill-based matchmaking is the problem. The reason I'm saying that is because when I first started playing Black Ops Cold War in November of last year, I wasn't reverse boosting. I was playing up against MLG G fuel sniffing scores every single game, and I just could not stand it. I couldn't stand the game. You pick up on all of these meta guns where you're not really seeing any variety or diversity or anything like that. And then when I was told about the reverse boosting method in this game, it just completely changed the game.
I bet, mate. I bet.
And I know there's people that will say, well, you shouldn't be shitting on noobs and stuff like that, but it's like 10 years ago, if you was playing Modern Warfare 3 and somebody got a quad Moab, they wasn't playing against the best players. They was playing against noobs.
Exactly. People don't realise back in the day, a lot of time when you did get a nuke, you wasn't playing against the best players.
Mm. And that's where like the maps and even Call of Duty in general lies for me. I think the core problem for the majority of us online, because I would pretty much argue that the majority of us online are probably better than people that are not online, right?
I would agree to some point. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And obviously we're pretty vocal about skill-based matchmaking, and yeah, just overall, I think that if skill-based matchmaking wasn't in this game or in Call of Duty in general, I think that Call of Duty would have done or would do a lot better than what it is.
Yeah, the thing is with this as well is that a lot of time people think that people who don't want skill-based matchmaking literally just want to stomp noobs, and it's really not. You know what I'm saying? We just don't want every single match to be, you know. And I saw Hutch's reply, and Hutch is an OG man, but he just, I don't know. I'm not doing any slander on the timeline, but I didn't agree with that take of his anyway regarding skill-based matchmaking. I don't want it removed and you know, toned down, but to the sense I don't just want to stop moves. I literally do not want to do that. But the way people play, I think a big part of it has to be how competitive COD has become so popular now, and I think the players, the watchers, they see how these pro players play. And so many, it's grown up, like it's blown up so much. If you think about Modern Warfare 2, there wasn't really, you know, back in those days, there wasn't really styles. It was just trick scoping, 360s, and a typical run and gun. There wasn't people bunny hopping, slide cancelling, and doing all this mad, you know, it was just literally ladder flips, pulling out claymores, throwing knives, spinning, and then shooting your gun. You know, it was like that. And I think these people mimic the pros, and I think that, as well as the skill-based matchmaking as well, I think a lot of it plays by the players mimicking pro players, and you know they want to move the same, and that's why I feel like that's the only way I can explain how, like, every single person I go against. I did a video and I put the Mario boing sound effect on it. I watched a player the game, and this dude bounced 4 times in one kill cam. Every corner, he just jumped. I'm thinking, you cried about, boots on the ground so much and hating jetpacks, yet these players are trying to take off from rocket ships every time they fire their gun. And sometimes I do it out of habit, out maneuvering, but these people are doing it all the time. I've just sniffed a massive line of Adderall, and they've just injected G Fuel into their eyeballs so it gets into their bloodstream quicker, and they're like, "Rah!" It's crazy, man. I think there's a lot in it, but definitely the online people would have a lot more fun about that. That's for sure. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. And with Hutch, I get his take on it, but to me, it seemed like he was going a bit back and forth with his argument and stuff like that. I think the original argument was that content creators just want easier lobbies, and then it changed from that to it makes the developers make more money, and of course it does, but skill-based matchmaking is not the only thing that makes Call of Duty money, and it's not the only thing that is increased player retention. I said this over on Twitter. There's so many different factors involved.
There is,
that you can't just judge it on skill-based matchmaking. And what I would say, and this is a pretty bold claim or statement, is that if Vanguard released with no skill-based matchmaking, and there was a massive new COVID variant or whatever where it caused the whole world to shut down, and obviously we get this brand new Warzone map, and we get this massive new integration and stuff like that. We get a brand new monetization model. Are you telling me that game is not going to do better than Black Ops Cold War because it doesn't have skill-based matchmaking, or is it going to do better because there's all of these other different factors that come into it, where people are staying at home, where people have got a brand new Warzone experience, and people have the opportunity to earn skins with different monetization methods, stuff like that. So yeah, that's my argument on skill-based matchmaking. It doesn't come down to skill-based matchmaking why player retention and revenue is through the roof. It just comes down to a lot of different factors that we can't really say much more on it than that because we don't have the data, right? I mean, the argument that Activision would remove skill-based matchmaking if it didn't play a factor is a valid argument, but then you've also got to consider, well, how have they actually tested it? I don't remember skill-based matchmaking ever being removed for a lengthy amount of time so they could get the accurate data.
Exactly. I don't think it even happened. I know there was some random times that people were like, did they tune it down a bit? And it was like for a couple of hours or a night or something. And then it was just like, oh no, okay. I obviously just did bad at my last game.
Yeah. I think that comes down to like the psychology and the overall online community's like mood towards skill-based matchmaking. There's certain creators out there that shit on Call of Duty 24/7 and they get a bandwagon of people that will jump in it and stuff like that. But yeah, skill-based matchmaking, I hate it. I'm going to reverse boost. Even during the beta.
Saying it straight.
As soon as that beta drops, the first thing I'm doing is killing myself 200 times on 2 different accounts.
Yep, like Scump did the C4 and the Black Ops Cold War beta, but he got fined for it. At least he won't get fined for it.
Yeah, I know people like Hutch said, you just want easier lobbies. It's like, I do this in Black Ops Cold War, but I also play League Play, so it's not really the same, But yeah, anyway, moving on. We got all that Vanguard beta news today. We managed to see all of the changes that they made from the alpha to the beta. We're getting quite a lot of communication from Sledgehammer Games and Activision. It seems like they're doing a lot more communication than they have in the past, in my opinion.
Yeah, and way more than the other studios seem to have done.
Yeah, and then on the other hand we have Battlefield 2042. That has decided to do the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've been following all of the Reddit drama and stuff like that, but I've been under quite a bit of flack.
Yeah, I read it, and I read the post, and I'm like, oh my gosh, some of the stuff they're saying, it's just, it's so boring, isn't it? It just,
yeah.
It's, on my burner account, I actually just, my whole bio is dedicated. It's just a whole disclaimer that says, dates, everything changes because people just moan. They think, make up things to stay relevant. It's stupid. It really is.
Yeah.
It is. It's like you get all that stuff. If it wasn't for you, half of people wouldn't even know what the next Battlefield was going to be like and the features that would be in it. I love Battlefield, and before we were proper talking, I was checking out your Battlefield stuff because that's my favourite FPS of all time. But I was checking out your stuff on Battlefield, and I appreciated it. It was early information, but people just want to run to Reddit like, I want my 15 minutes of fame, and then I'm going to delete it when I realise I got roasted, and then complain about it.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
I think with Battlefield, there's three main things for me. Is that number one, the stuff about Tom Henderson's said 15 different dates on the beta. I haven't. I've said one date, which is September 22nd. I've literally said one date, which is September 22nd. The only time where I've mentioned any other dates is when I've mentioned the fact that particular websites have stated that it's going to be September 6th, for example. And I think there's a massive confusion between me saying that a website has listed a game and then me saying that is definite.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's got to this ridiculous point now where I need to basically tag my tweets like a Reddit or Discord where it's flared with rumour or leak or speculation and stuff like that. So that's the first point on all of the leaks. I think people have been very confused as to what a leaker does, because I got into this from doing the rumours and speculation, and then it just happened that somebody sent me some information, and then it just stemmed from there. And it's like just because I've now got a following from leaks, it doesn't mean I'm gonna stop speculating and doing rumours.
Exactly. Yeah, of course. Yeah. People just constantly want to hold you to a high standard.
Yeah.
Armchair warriors, man.
Yeah.
It's what it is. I'm cancelled anyway. I'm after the MW3. After that leak was apparently wrong. I've been cancelled now by one. I don't know. It's latte, flipping coffee profile picture person who is muted.
Yeah,
just so they know.
Yeah. And the second point with the hate and stuff like that is that, I get it. If you think about it, up until this point, if it weren't for the technical playtest leaks, we've had about 15 seconds of gameplay of Battlefield 2042. Like, legit, the game is 40 days away from, or 45 days away from release or something like that. We've seen probably 15 to 30 seconds of the game. So I understand that people are heated and stuff like that, but it's the case of don't hate on me because the game that you've pre-ordered and want to buy or play or whatever, like the developers of that game are not communicating with you,
Right, exactly.
And the stark comparison between Call of Duty and Battlefield has been insane. I like I said at the beginning of the year, I truly believe that Battlefield had a chance of going up against Call of Duty, but it just
I said it too.
Yeah,
but now, like you said, 40 seconds of gameplay, and do you know how much of that was actually shooting guns?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? I know they want to show off their features and stuff, but and this is not me shooting Battlefield. I'm a Battlefield person at heart, and I'm the Modern Warfare 2 OG, but one of my most played games of all time is Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3. I've put a mad amount of hours in Battlefield 4. my favourite shooter franchise of all time. So I don't sit here lightly saying I'm worried about Battlefield because, you know, I like Battlefield probably more than COD, you know, especially the way things are going at the moment, where Battlefield have, like, you know, I haven't enjoyed the last two games, I will admit, but yeah, I do think they stood a chance going up against them. But at the same time, I do think, again, as I said, after Cyberpunk, it should have set the precedent for just I don't know, maybe keeping quiet and just really not revealing something till it's truly ready. So I'm still, but that still does not change the fact that it's 40 something days out and we have seen 40 seconds of gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, nothing can change that. No good attitude can change the fact that is pretty worrying, you know?
Yeah. And the argument that their silence equals confidence just isn't the case.
Yeah.
I think even from reading Andy's, I can't remember his full name or whatever, but even just reading his tweets over on Twitter saying that we're getting it ready so it's a good like, that doesn't give me confidence.
Yeah.
With the way that they've been going about it. And interestingly about the September 6th stuff is that I believe the intention was to have the beta on September 6th.
Yeah.
The intention for Battlefield 2042 was to have the reveal or some kind of reveal at Gamescom, and for whatever reason it just didn't come to fruition. And there's a reason as to why the official Battlefield Twitter didn't post anything for a week or two. It's because they had things planned to post. But for whatever reason, for whatever's happened, it's just not ended up happening. Like I said, about the 31st of August to the 2nd of September, I said that we was going to get some kind of announcement, and it's because we was meant to be getting a lot of different things on Battlefield this week. The beta was supposedly going to be at the beginning of September, and for whatever reason it's just not happened, and there's been no communication since. Like Crash said, the people who wanted to play the tech test on the PS5 couldn't play it.
Yeah, right. That's pretty big to say.
It's massive.
It really is. I know that is a big thing.
Where's the reassurance that they've sorted out that problem?
Exactly. How quiet it has been since then.
Yeah.
You know, kind of that really is a big thing, especially considering there's been a lot of silence since then as well. Yeah, I know it's worrying, man. Because I was,
I mean, I'm like, I know people are half glass full and half glass empty types of people, but I mean, looking at it, I'm just thinking in the back of my mind, well, people on the PS5 couldn't play the tech test. What's to say that they're not going to be able to play the beta? What's to say that the reason for the delay is because they've just not sorted out the issue for whatever reason?
It did say as well it was a critical issue.
Critical, exactly, yeah. And for a critical issue, you would expect that they would give us an update like, oh, it's been fixed now. It doesn't even need to be a massive blog post or anything like that. It's literally 15-20 words on Twitter. They could have used the downtime of that 2 weeks to just say that it's been sorted. And it's crazy to me that people still defend their marketing. I think I saw this on Reddit actually, is that their marketing is genius because it's making everybody talk about their game.
Well, yeah, there we go. Exactly. Yeah.
I understand the logic that like all press, be that negative or positive, is good press, but it isn't. When this game drops on October 15th for early access, and if it is a shambles, how's that going to resonate to people who want to buy the normal version on October 22nd, and then it's just going to be the case of another Battlefield 5 scenario where the game isn't
ready at all.
Yeah.
That was Battlefield. I played it for 6 hours. Not even that, honestly. I think I've got about 6 hours total playtime, but I really did not enjoy that game. And I'm sure I remember Jack Frag saying that they didn't really have plans to release any DLC maps for like a year when the game launched. There was something that said that was proper worrying, man.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy that game at all.
Yeah, it's
But,
interesting.
we'll see.
I mean, people might be right. The game might launch in an insane state, an insanely polished state, because they are that confident with this game that they feel like they don't need to reveal anything. But
Exactly.
I mean, from all of the evidence that we've seen so far, it seems to be the complete opposite direction. There is game changers, just like Activision has the Call of Duty partners that don't really want to say negative stuff on Battlefield. I completely get that, but for you to sit there and say that this game is in a perfect state or not give any negatives just because you're in affiliation with the developers is just it's absolutely crazy.
It's right. It's worrying. I really do. I love the franchise, and my kind of love for it had dropped significantly over the last couple of years for the recent titles, and seeing the direction they're going with it, I was really happy. I thought this game is back, but I don't know. I give benefit of the doubt. I think maybe they're just grinding away, trying to get it done, and I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it's a case of wait and see, but yeah, the comparison with Call of Duty has just been insane. September 22nd is going to be the beta date, giving them, I can't remember how many days it gives them exactly, but it's not long. Let me take a look at the calendar.
I apologise in advance if I do have audio issues in the background. I will try to keep it to a minimal.
No worries. Yeah, so the embargo for media and content creators ends on September 22nd, which we then can assume that the beta is going to start on September 22nd. They're having a media recording on September 20th, so it's likely that I'm going to get a heads up as to all of the details on that. If for whatever reason they don't release a trailer or anything, I would expect them to release a trailer probably a week prior. Between the 14th, would be good. Yeah, between the 14th and 16th of September, I would expect some kind of beta announcement, give people the weekend and a little bit of the following week to pre-download the game. So it seems like September 22nd is going to be early access, which is pretty traditional with what they've done with previous Battlefield titles, and then it seems like the 24th of September is going to be the open beta, which then I would expect will run till the 27th of September, which gives them a total of 18 days to make any major adjustments to the game.
It's not long at all, is it?
No.
It really is not long at all. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen with the Vanguard Alpha that changes obviously can be made in that short duration. We've seen that it is possible, but what happens if there's a fundamental issue with the PS5, for example, again?
Yeah. I know.
It's crazy.
It is, it really is, especially considering I thought the beta was going to overlap with COD. I thought they were going to do something really bold. They've been quiet, and they're going to drop a bomb like the Battlefield 2042 beta was going to overlap with Call of Duty, which I just think, no matter how confident they are, is a silly thing to do, no matter what. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I love the game. I don't want to shit on it, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see, man. I'm happy so far. More so happy with the look of Battlefield, like the setting wise and with the stuff that they've announced, than I am with COD. I will say that, even though we haven't seen too much gameplay, but from the gist of it, I'm not really a fan of World War II shooters for starters. I'm not a massive fan of future shooters, but with Battlefield, it's not too future. It's not advanced jetpack stuff. Well, I know you could say wingsuits and stuff, but I'm more happy with the direction of Battlefield than I'm with COD.
Yeah,
so
it's not. Yeah, it's. I really do wish that this year's Call of Duty was like the same setting as Battlefield. That would have been insane.
That would have been really cool. Like what you said about the Black Ops 2 kind of.
Yeah.
That would have been very cool.
Yeah, and very, very quickly for the chat, I'm not sure on the exact duration of the beta. That was just me giving a rough example of how long that's going to be, just in case it goes up on Reddit or whatever. But yeah,
we'll give it 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's concerning, but we'll just have to wait and see. It seems all indications to me, everything that I've heard was that it was meant to be at the beginning of September, and then for whatever reason it got changed. I had that email saying that there is some kind of internal delays. Not entirely sure what that means. It's hard to get clarification on stuff like this at the best of times, and especially when it seems like the developers over there are potentially, up to their knees in doing what they're doing to try and get this game out. But personally, I don't think there's going to be a delay. I'd really doubt if there was a delay. I've not heard any indication that there is going to be a delay, but I mean...
They're probably just rushing about it. It's probably just a bit of a behind kind of thing rather than an actual full-blown delay.
Yeah. But like we said, if there's a massive problem on that beta and they have to delay it, then it is.
I mean, if they have to do it, it is what it is. I'm not going to get the pitchfork out because they've got to make something great. They've got to take time with it. It'd be annoying, but I mean, at least if Vanguard does end up being good, just a bit more time to play that.
Oh, it will be good because I'll be reverse boosting, so it's going to be really good.
Well, you know me. If there's nothing to grind, I don't want to play.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the beta for that as well. Though 66, Champion Hill. I got a bit of a tingle. Got to dabble a bit and see, but 66.
I liked Champion Hill.
I did. I liked it as well, mate. Yeah.
But for me, it was too repetitive.
It did get that way, yeah. I couldn't grind that like I could grind 66 in the beta at all.
Yeah, to be honest, I played it I only played it for day one of the beta alpha, and then I ended up going on a mini break. But it's fun. Maybe a bit repetitive. It's probably one of those game modes that you're probably going to play like after a long session of 6v6 and then
just hop on.
Yeah,
just hop on with a power 2 or a little warm up. Yeah, it won't be something I'll play a lot. Like I've rarely played a gunfight. I'm a 6v6 at heart. I don't even like the big modes, to be fair. In all honesty, I just like 6v6 COD. That is me. But it's good to have a little, But like you said, have a little break from playing against 6 scumps. But we'll see.
I mean, for me and you, it's the case of we're not going to be grinding camos out in Champion Hill.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Vanguard, we've talked about the beta. I just wanted to touch on zombies a little bit because there's quite a few people cropping up asking questions about Vanguard zombies. At this particular moment in time, there isn't really that much info to go on, simply because, we're waiting until the next DLC for zombies. Which I've been told will lead into Vanguard. It's gonna help that transition between both games. I've tweeted about it before that it's gonna take place before the events of Die Machine, so maybe we're gonna get some backstory on why that soldier was locked in the bunker and stuff like that from the trailer. It's going to be interesting to see how they pull it off, but I think that this is a blessing in disguise for Call of Duty. I think that Treyarch are likely going to continue to develop zombies for every Call of Duty title moving forward.
I believe so. Be a good decision as well.
Because for me, it's the case of it's not only going to be beneficial for the story of zombies, but of course it's giving those that massive zombies community an incentive to then buy the next game and continue that story. So this is going to be another case of the zombies story continuing throughout the games, it's going to be the case of that it's going to incentivize people to purchase the next premium title, just like with Warzone.
Yeah.
So yeah, Vanguard Zombies is going to be interesting. I can't really give any more details on that because I don't really know them at this moment in time. I'm not sure how many maps there's going to be or anything like that. It's obviously likely going to be 2 to 3 maps. I don't think that they're going to do the whole one map on launch zombies thing again because it wasn't the best decision for Black Ops Cold War. I think it was Black Ops Cold War that launched with one zombies map, right?
Yeah. Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have to do the last one for Cold War as well because they need to end that story, if you will, because they don't end it before Vanguard launches. It will spoil the story considering it's set beforehand. But I did get a little kind of badly translated drop that the first zombies map is going to come to Vanguard in season 1, but at the same time. I did get told that one of the zombies maps for Vanguard was actually one that was made for. Apparently, it was made for Cold War, and they decided to just carry it over to Vanguard instead. So I need to get. I told someone who's big in the zombie community, but I told him not to report on it yet because I don't want to piss off the zombies community at all because they are absolutely relentless. But I just don't want to be putting not full info out there. But yeah, I'm bouncing between it to try and get the full info because they've gone quiet, the source since that. But yeah, the first zombies map coming with season 1 rather than launches. It was something I was whispered, but it's not solid, so I'm not confirming it. But,
I think Ghost of Hope did mention that there was a Black Ops Cold War map going over to Vanguard at some point. I mean, this was a couple of months ago when I blocked him. But yeah,
did you have the beef?
Yeah. But yeah, I ended up blocking him just for so much. I think I intended it to be a joke or something like that, and then it was like I just forgot, and then I said,
fuck it.
Yeah, he was tweeting stuff, blah blah blah. But we're all cool now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said that, and I heard completely different at the time, because I believe that he was saying that DLC 4 that is coming out with Black Ops Cold War, because there is another zombies map coming to this game, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that what he was saying was that map was intended to move over to Vanguard, but I heard that it wasn't. So I'm not. I mean, you know what it is. There's probably some kind of
exactly. When we do between us get solid info, but then someone might get something that's a bit behind someone else's info, and then one of us might have the more up to date info, and at the same time, they both might be right because things they're probably umming and ahhing now. Right, okay, what one do we do? And we'll end up getting one map, which probably was originally the one that's supposed to come for Black Ops Cold War, then it came for Vanguard. Things change all the time. I'm telling you, when I posted the release dates for Black Ops Cold War Season 6 Reloaded, and Season 5 Reloaded. Season 5 Reloaded was set for September 7th. And even on the document that I saw, it was I'm not going to go into too much detail on what that document was, but it had the dates on. It had the dates. It wasn't me being just told this date. I saw the dates. It was, compiled. It was created by Activision, and it had Season 5 Reloaded, the launch date there, and it had the Vanguard tiles underneath it with the multiplayer reveal. So it was there, it was set. So I guess they've just decided, let's not do it. So I did get told by somebody else the 9th sounds a bit more realistic, but sometimes I don't check my messages often, and there'll be sometimes I'll leave it on too tired, or I'll think, okay, I'll report on that soon. And I was thinking about rectifying that statement about the Season 5 Reloaded date, and then they dropped the roadmap today, and I'm like, another case of I should have just tweeted that earlier. Yeah. But yes, it just shows how they set days. This is going back in June. They set days months in advance, and they still change last minute. So,
you got to be careful with dates, as you
and never do dates, man.
As you've probably seen with
Yeah.
with the Reddit stuff, even though I
Yeah.
actually didn't
Oh,
say it
that's,
myself.
yeah.
But, yeah.
I stay away from dates,
Um,
but I was confident in them once.
But
for
yeah,
sure.
so do you know the season 6
Yeah.
date?
Season 6 for, let me just pull it up here. Season
Because
6 for Cold War. Again, this is, I can go ahead and confirm it. I'm confident in these dates, right? That season, where has it gone? Let's just find my top secret document. Just type in possible. So season 6 for Cold War, going by it, if this is, everything else that's lined up and has been right, is the 10th of, the 7th of October, sorry, is season 6. 7th of October, right? And then season 6.5 is dropping on the 4th of November, the day before the day before Vanguard releases. So that'll give them, that'll tie in the operators and things like that. But every other date on here so far has been right. The only one that's jolted was the season 5 Reloaded. It's jolted up by 2 days, but everything else here, I'm pretty much confident in 7th of October for season 6 and 4th of November for season 6.5 Reloaded.
Cool. Yeah, that's going to be interesting if that comes true. Like how they're gonna
ping you a DM, dude.
How they're gonna justify that with the launch of Vanguard. Which is
I think they're going to tie stuff in. I think that's why they're going with the the beforehand thing. They're going to somehow tie in. Warzone, I'm not really interested in Warzone. I'm going to play the new map for sure because it's a new map, and I was lucky enough to see some sneak peek, which I'm confident it, was a part of the map, and it does look great. And we know it's much bigger. But yeah, I'm going to play. But I'm not too fussed with Warzone. The tying in stuff, so much focus goes into that. I kind of feel like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm wondering if season 6.5 is essentially going to be a Warzone update then.
Well, on this document, it has Cold War, Warzone, and Vanguard. All the tiles there, and the dates are like season 6 for Cold War is season 6 point. For Warzone, it does. And then obviously the 23rd of November is going to be the season 1 for Vanguard. But yeah, they're kind of just they're following it on. Warzone's just so big, dude.
Yeah,
leeching from COD.
Yeah, and then of course, I think the current date for season 1 in Vanguard is the 19th of November, I think.
23rd, according to. Did you check your DMs really quickly? I sent a cookie.
Oh, cool.
But so far, it's a cookie you have to eat by yourself. You can't. But yeah, no. From what I see, 23rd of November will be season 1. Every other date I've seen, in correlation to the seasons and stuff, it has been right.
Yeah.
But,
it seems like it's going to be a couple of weeks after Vanguard releases, regardless, which then we can expect to be that Warzone integration.
Yeah. I think there'll be a big, with season 6.5 coming out the day before Vanguard launches, that'll get things ready to tie stuff in, and the next day it'll launch, and then that gives them some time for us to play and blah, blah, blah. And then with season 1, boom, they've got their anti-cheat, the new map, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah. All right, cool. I think that's pretty much it for Call of Duty and Battlefield, unless there's anything that I've missed. But yeah, the last thing that I wanted to touch on was the PS5 event next week. Andy from VGC said that there's going to be some pretty big announcements, which is, in my opinion, a pretty obvious claim to make, that there's going to be some big events. But I'm really hoping to see God of War. That's not me saying that it's happening or whatever, but I would really like to see...
Breaking news.
Yeah, I would really like to see a new God of War.
Never really played the game, to be fair. I'm an Xbox dude myself. GTA V, the expanded and enhanced, like with Rockstar, they do not
It won't. It
infamous
won't be
for
then.
not showing stuff. I know they're people always go, "Oh, could it be?" And every
No.
single year, it never is. They don't do that. They're their own one man army. You know, they
No.
do it when they do it on their terms when they want. They just bang out a tweet, bam, and the world just melts.
Yeah.
They don't do the shows. You know, little bits and bobs here and there. They have done, but it's not a habit. Like, don't ever expect to see Rockstar at conferences and stuff like that. If it happens, it happens. But you know.
Yeah. I'm just quickly looking at something in regards to GTA. Trying to load up the email quick. Wednesday, has there even been? Oh yeah, there is a confirmed date that it's November 11th. Yeah, so I'd expect. I mean, just based on all of the Call of Duty stuff happening this month, Battlefield stuff. Like, you got to bear in mind that obviously GTA 5 E&E is going to be massive. But they also look at what different companies are doing during their own particular campaigns. So I think that we're probably not going to hear about GTA 5 E&E until next month. Would be a decent guess on my behalf, as I'm trying to make it very clear that that's a guess. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be then, in my opinion. And yeah,
it'll be some time. Yeah, because I still got the unconfirmed, all but confirmed trilogy remasters. They've got that as well, so they've got to balance that out. But expanded and enhanced is going to be bigger than what most people think. I'll just say that. Like,
definitely.
Going to be big.
It's like it honestly would not surprise me if it's the best-selling game of this year.
Oh, I believe it, no doubt.
Yeah.
You know, and it'd be great if they could unearth that old story mode, an expansion to Southern San Andreas, which was touted some years ago, the single player DLC that never came for GTA V. This is not me confirming anything by the way at all. It'd be great if that would. I think it'd be brilliant for them to just unearth that and then drop expanded and enhanced on these great 8th generation. Is that 8th generation? I don't know, but the new gen consoles with single player DLC as well, fully fleshed, pimped up online mode. Like, that really would be justifying. Oh, I'm getting it no matter what. But a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just paying for another remaster. But I think that would be a really good bomb to drop, you know. Comes with some single player DLC, and there's a lot they can do with it. But Rockstar, for me, they don't do nothing half-assed, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. I think people are just pissed off with Rockstar just because of the whole GTA 6 stuff.
It's been out for 8 years this year, dude.
I know, but it's like that's why people are pissed, because they've not got anything new, as I'm doing the quotation marks in the air. Like, they've not got a new game on GTA in 8 years. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. GTA 6, we're years and years away yet.
It's a long way off,
But 24-25 is probably the best guess. 25
to come out.
Yeah,
because don't forget Rockstar notorious for announcing something and then delaying it. Don't forget.
I mean, just because the current roadmap is 24-25, if they do a trailer in
say mid 22, 23,
23. I mean, it might not release till 26. That's just Rockstar, and I mean, you've got to applaud them for the games that they do release. They're always really fun games that have obviously given millions of players entertainment for years. So
exactly, and I mean, it just speaks for itself. The game's come out for 8 years. I mean, you see people complaining about it, but it's still consistently the top-selling video game 8 flipping years in a row. So there's some people that are not moaning. Do you know what I mean? We moan about COD that gets churned out every single year and it's buggy, and then we still moan about a game that takes 8 years to make. It's like, gamers, are you ever happy? Like, do you know what I mean? I understand. I myself I see GTA 6 trending so much, and I'm like, dude, just stop. I want the game. I do want the game, but at the same time, is I'm always when I play a GTA game, when I get into a Rockstar game, rather when I first play it, I'm like, this is, pardon my French, but this is fucking what you're waiting for. Like when you get the game, you know they've been cooking this shit up medium rare, on the highest flame. They've been burning this and cooking this for years. They're master crafters. So you know when you play a Rockstar game that you're playing a game that has been nurtured and has been in production for a long time. I find stuff in GTA games years after it has been out. So
yeah. Yeah, and as for the trilogy, despite reports from, I think it was Kotaku that reported it first, that the trilogy was going to come this year. But I heard completely different. I don't think we're seeing that till next year. It makes, for a start,
it doesn't make sense to come this year, does it?
Despite the information that I got, it makes no logical sense for 3 remastered GTA games to come round about the same time.
Exactly. To coincide with expanded and enhanced, because this is not just like a bully port. Even then, making bully available and a bit spruced up on the new gen consoles. This is not just like table tennis. This is like the 3 classic iconic GTA trilogy remasters. This is not just a quick little, a little something to just bide by the time. This is a big thing. So having that coincide with arguably it's going to be one of the biggest releases of the year, the new remaster. And it's not just even just remaster, it's expanded and enhanced. If Rockstar are calling something expanded and they're calling it enhanced, it's not just going to be graphically, upscaled. It's going to be enhanced and it's going to be expanded. So to release a banger like the trilogy remaster even in the same year doesn't make sense to me. So even next year is weird, but I believe it's coming. But with dates, man, I never get fixated on dates with Rockstar, ever. Never.
Maybe the expanded just refers to the file size. Imagine if that was the case.
Oh wow, it's enhanced because it's graphically great, but it's expanded because obviously the graphics take up an extra 4,700 gigs. So yeah. Well, that'll be happening no matter what. But I mean, at least it's not like I expect that from a Rockstar game, not Call of Duty. But it's I'm excited for Rockstar stuff, man. I really am.
Yeah.
I'm not playing GTA
like
for a while, but we are waiting.
It just feels like we're a bit away from it. Even with the GTA trilogies, they're not going to release them when you've got Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Halo releasing, as well as.
I wouldn't put it past Rockstar. But I know. I wouldn't expect it. Yeah, but they do the bold though. They've done a lot. With GTA V, Red Dead, they did a lot of ballsy shit. Like they did like trailers and they did a lot of stuff to do with the game on days where there was something else massive happening. They have done that before. But logically, it just doesn't really make sense. But I could see them doing it because they're just it's Rockstar, man. They'll just drop the new remastered version of their current title and then just bam, drop a remastered trilogy out of nowhere. That I wouldn't be surprised if they do that, but I'll be happy either way, dude, because I'm not playing GTA V or online at the moment. I'm waiting for that enhanced edition to get my hands on that, and if I have that and the trilogy, man, I am locking my doors, turning my phone off, I'm ignoring everybody. I'm just playing that non-stop, man. I've waited for a trilogy remaster for so long. I'm playing nothing but that. But I'm excited nonetheless.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. Yeah. Right. I think that is pretty much all of the topics we wanted to talk about in today's poddy. If anyone has any questions, then please fire away, and then we'll end the podcast. Of course, as always, you can always become a member as well by just clicking that join button. You get perks such as me following you on Twitter. You can play games with me on a regular basis, stuff like that, and you also become a part of Tom's vegetables. So
become a vegetable.
Become a vegetable. Bill asks, "Hey Tom, do you expect an announcement for GTA 6 in 22? I doubt it. I think it's 23. Like I said, it seems like we are going to get GTA 5 E&E this year. Then next year we'll get an announcement for the trilogy as well as the release for the trilogy. And then I would expect 23 we'll get the GTA 6 reveal. And then like I just said, wouldn't surprise me if we get some kind of delay with that as well. So, 25 seems like the earliest when that game will release.
Yeah, I'll say about the same, 24-ish. Yeah. I don't want to read. Sorry, just reading some comments. We'll go through the.
They're all saying
Super Chat
bruh
stuff first. Bruh.
because they called them
Bruh.
vegetables.
I must know about the OG Vegetable Club.
Hi, do you guys think they will start to change or tone the skill-based matchmaking any differently through Vanguard and the end of Cold War? I doubt it. I mean, I would like them to obviously adjust skill-based matchmaking, but until those play retention numbers and monetization figures dwindle, they haven't got a reason to remove it. I'm not entirely sure on the percentages, but the 2 to 5% of us that complain online or whatever the percentage is just a minority. And it, like I said earlier on in the stream, it might be the case where skill-based matchmaking isn't a big factor in those player retention and earnings and stuff like that, because, there's so many other reasons as to why Modern Warfare 2019 sold as well as it did, and there's so many reasons why Black Ops Cold War sold as well as it did. Modern Warfare, of course, you had the branding of the Modern Warfare series. You had the start of the global pandemic. You had all of these different monetization stuff. That I think Modern Warfare was the first. I can't remember the DLC method they used. I'm not sure if you remember Ghost with the DLCs. But was Modern...
Tom, did you just... Sorry to interrupt, but have you just seen the same thing that I've seen?
Where?
Modern Warzone tweeted about apparently an unconfirmed rumor that there's going to be monkeys and sharks in the Warzone map. And Raven Software just replied and said, LMAO.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, bro. They're getting saucy with replying to leaks and rumors, man. They legit just...
What, Call of Duty replied?
No, Raven Software just replied to Modern Warzone's tweet where he said it's unconfirmed, but I'm just sending you the tweet now. I've just heard something. If it's true, it's going to be crazy. There might be monkeys and sharks in the game, and they drop loot. And everyone's like, "What is that?" Again, I can't confirm it, and Raven Software just replied and just went, "LMAO." I mean, I've dreaded that, dude. I've dreaded getting an intel drop on something, regardless, of how confident I am in it. But then Call of Duty just replying again.
Fucking
LOL.
That's funny.
That's like that ultimate shutdown, dude.
That's
I'd be slapping my source left, right, and centre.
Well, I mean, are they saying that to shoot it down, or are they saying that as like?
Yeah, it could be right. It could be right. He did say unconfirmed. He stressed that unconfirmed. So, but it's just funny, I thought he was joking when he said that animals would drop loot once killed. I thought, okay, where's the bit where he goes? That is, only a rumor. But I'm loving this approach, man. We were touched on the subject. Yeah. I like this. I really, really cannot stress how much I like them. Just getting involved in shutting down. I like it, man. I really dig it. This new way.
Yeah,
I do.
I don't know about Monk. I don't know about. I mean, it's the Warzone maps like Pacific, right?
Yeah. It's not unrealistic. for
I mean,
animals to be there.
my geology is a bit whack, but like, is the monkeys on Pacific Islands?
To some, it could be, but they'll be blown up. You know.
Yeah, that was probably a dumb thing. I remember like World War II stories in the Pacific of like crocodiles.
Yeah, they
eating
do
Japanese
exist.
soldiers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like that would be cool if a crocodile just ate you.
Yeah,
Like
it would be good.
Doctor Disrespect being mauled by a crocodile. That'd be cool.
Oh wow, imagine it.
But yeah, that's interesting.
We'll go through a couple. I don't know if you just want to keep it exclusive to super donation questions, or should we answer a few that we got on Twitter?
Just fire away if you want.
Cool. Okay, so we'll go with Shield Master. Any idea on launch weapon list, equipment, lethal tacticals, field upgrades, and perks? What I know so far on perks, as always, I'm always going to say this disclaimer: everything I say is a load of rubbish. Not take everything I say with a pinch of salt, because things do change. This is not me confirming, but this is just what I can say I have seen thus far. For perks, it is double time, forward intel, tracker, high alert. Let's see the other ones. There was tactician, overkill, demolition. We've seen lightweight and scavenger, low profile, survival training, fortified, and ghost. Equipment wise, there was I did say Molotovs, and I saw some pre-alpha footage back in June. Molotovs, throwing knives, obviously the frags. I can post a list. What I'll do, it's a good question, because I normally post just bits and segments, but I will do a list on MW2 Ghost page. I'll do a list of all perks, equipments, and weapons and stuff like that. I will do a list like that. So just keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. Have you heard much on kill streaks? Because I haven't really. I mean, it's pretty like with kill streaks for me. Like,
you guess a lot.
Yeah, it's like, there's gonna be a UAV. There's gonna be
a care package.
Yeah, there's gonna be mortars. There's gonna be two variations
artillery
of a helicopter. There's gonna exactly. There's gonna be
strafe run. I got told was 6 kills, but I believe it's going to be changed. I think it was something like 8 or 9 in World War II. So I don't think it's going to be 6 kills, but from the footage and the info I was given, strafe run was 6 kills in that. So where there's going to be a lot more deadlier kill streaks in this game.
Yeah, but the problem is that you can't loop them, right?
So far, it seems to be the way. You can't loop them, but again, a lot of this is
subject to change.
I mean,
that would be depressing if you couldn't
I know.
loop them. But is that? Do you reckon that is them trying to like stop people reverse boosting and stuff? But do you know what I mean? Because it's like
that. I think that'll be them combating, just extremely aggressive players, But I would, to be fair, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to have to not have score streaks.
I like score streaks. Do you not like score streaks?
Well, I just don't like the way they're in Cold War. They feel like it feel like an afterthought. I never think, right, I'm one off this, I'm one off that. It just pops and I'm like, like I've just got this strafe run for sweating out in hardpoint, and then some level 5 just pulls out an air patrol, and I'm just like, really? Like, I cannot fathom the creative decision behind having that in a game. I mean, come on, dude, man! You're gonna get a chopper gunner. You're gonna drop however many kills. You're gonna swill it out and get a big high end kill streak, and somebody's just gonna do an air patrol when they've just hardly got any score. I mean, you just must be kidding me, dude.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think Black Ops 2 score streak system was by far the best. Just the whole score streak system that they had was the best. I mean, I wouldn't mind if
MW3s.
Yeah, MW3s with just with just literally like Kappa flag is 1 score point and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
you get to choose.
That was good. But I completely agree with the whole getting score towards your score streak stuff. But I mean, like I said, because I reverse boost, I don't really see that. I don't really see it that much. You know, it's like
Yeah.
yeah. It is.
No,
what
Modern
it
Warfare
is.
3 did it. They did it great. Again, I said this on the Twitter space the other day. There's just so many features in previous COD games that just should be a staple going forward. Modern Warfare 3 let you show previous prestige badges on your calling card. Like, you know, for you could do COD 4 World at War, Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops 1. How's that not a thing now? How have they not continued that? Modern Warfare had kill streaks, specialist support streaks, and support. Why do they not continue that? You had like 12 different streaks in each one.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good. In support, you didn't really get great stuff, but if you really supported your team, you got that flipping. You got the bomber. Why they didn't continue that? It just blows my mind why they don't do that. It makes you think they really do just want to just. I don't know why they don't. They should continue.
Yeah.
They should continue that, because at least then we haven't got a whole year of going, I hate this game because the score streaks are shit. If they just did that system every single year, who would ever complain? It's the less thing to complain about, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Modern Warfare 3 was, in my opinion, the best Call of Duty to play in terms of playing with your friends. The amount of times like I would just run Specialist and you'd have, you know, your other 5 friends running, I can't remember what those called, those like armour support things.
I will support. Oh, yeah, you drop.
Yeah, it's like a bag on the floor. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
And they all just run advanced UAVs and like that.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of playing with friends, Modern Warfare 3 by far the best Call of Duty. And then, I mean, with Vanguard, even if they did assault support and specialist, like with the skill-based matchmaking, I know I keep rambling on about it, but with skill-based matchmaking, it just wouldn't make it fun.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But yeah, let's get away from skill-based matchmaking. Crazy, do you expect anything about GTA 5 enhanced and expanded on the upcoming PlayStation event? No, I seriously, well, I can say with quite a lot of confidence that it's probably it's not going to happen, because they never reveal. I don't think they've ever revealed. Unless I'm wrong, I don't think they've ever revealed anything GTA related at a PlayStation event. They usually just go like solo, right?
There was one time it was a PlayStation event. I believe it was for GTA V, possibly, or GTA 4, and they released that. I think the expansions are going to be. They came to Microsoft early, actually. The two Bella de Gatonian lost them. Now there was something. There was something. It wasn't significant. It wasn't big, but they did announce something. It wasn't massive, but they did one time do something at a PlayStation event, and they had the Rockstar logo there, and people were expecting something great, and it was just like GTA V or something like that. But yeah, there was something. It wasn't much though.
Right.
So don't ever expect it. Don't never ever expect it. If it comes, then that's great. But yeah, don't ever expect.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't expect it. It seems like the way that PlayStation have announced this event for next week. It seems like, to me, it's going to be mainly PlayStation exclusives, and it's going to be probably some kind of hardware upgrades to the PS5 or something like that. It seems like it's very like solely based on PlayStation instead of any third-party games or anything like that. How do you think skill-based matchmaking will be present in Battlefield 2042? That's from Grub. Everything I've heard on skill-based matchmaking in Battlefield is that it's just going to be similar to past Battlefield games, where it's like team-based, like team matchmaking or whatever. It's not like Call of Duty, but it is skill-based matchmaking to some degree is there in the game, but it's just like it's been in previous Battlefield titles.
Yeah, it's not even like skill-based, is it? I think it's more like a team balance thing, and even then, like people don't play. Until I actually really go into it. I don't know. I think skill-based matchmaking would be so different in Battlefield because you're not just in some 12 square foot tiny little map. People just bunny hopping all the time. You're in jets, you're in tanks. You're likely never going to kill the same person again unless you're just constantly going down the same corridor. How many times can you kill or be killed by the same person in team deathmatch on COD? But when there's 64 v 64, the chance of that is slim. Even if it's not the same person, people just play so differently. You've got people pugged up with a sniper. It's just not everybody running about the same tiny little space. You don't feel that sweatiness as much. Do you know what I'm saying? There's so much going on. That it's a whole other level, man. The games are incredible.
I would like Call of Duty to try their Battlefield skill-based matchmaking. I think that would be interesting.
That'd be interesting, yeah, for sure.
Because it would still provide, if skill-based matchmaking is having such a positive effect on player retention and stuff like that, it's Battlefield's skill-based matchmaking would still have a similar effect. It's just that people who are good at the game would still have the opportunity to face, a diverse amount of players, which would be cool.
Raven soft. I'm going to answer do a Twitter question. If I'll just ping them up, if you excuse my laptop, which is an absolute dinosaur. Let's pick out reactive camo for multiplayer and even zombies, and will the mounted and blind fire kills be separated? Treyarch, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think Treyarch were the only ones to do the reactive animated camo, so it's really a gamble to say will we see it for World War, will we see it for Vanguard? I really don't know. I'm being quiet on camos because I'm being roasted at the moment. Every single reply I get, there's at least one that talks about camos, because I was going to touch on that subject, but it got shut down, so I'm not going to say any more on that. But for camos, they're listening. They're listening. They don't want people to mount in and blind find, so I wouldn't expect them to be not separated.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we got both a blind fire and a mountain challenge for camos. But like I said, I don't know. This year it seems different. It seems like they are really listening, and they understand that they are somewhat up against it with this game. I don't know, maybe they feel a bit more confident now with how Battlefield has been handling stuff on their end, because I mean, who knows, maybe they thought that they was going to have a tough year with competition and stuff like that, and maybe they will, but I don't know. To me it seems like they're pretty on the ball this year. What you've got to bear in mind is that yes, Sledgehammer Games still bears the same name as the developer from both Advanced Warfare and World War II, but the studio's 90% new.
It is, and they seem to be they hear that the community is talking about feedback, and they can hear that we're asking for that, and they can see that we're acknowledging that they are listening to feedback. So that will be they will play on that, which is a good thing. But expect there is going to be more than one familiar challenge, multiplayer challenge. I'd say there'll be more than one familiar multiplayer challenge. But I wouldn't be surprised if there will be one that says get rather than killing people while they're under partial cover, it will be kill enemies while you are partially covered, mountain or blind fired. I think it'll be all wrapped into one camera.
I mean, to be honest, I hope it doesn't say that, because I don't want to.
But that'll be I'll prefer
saying.
In a way there'd be more fun ones, rather than saying get 50 mounted kills, get 25 blind fire kills, and then get 75 kills in cover as 3 separate challenges. I'd much rather have the option to basically say 100 kills or 75 kills while either mounted, blind firing, or behind cover. Or at least one of the two. I don't know. For me personally, I'd rather knock that out as one than having to do two. Do you know what I mean? 75 mounted, 75 blind fire. That's not going to be fun, dude.
Yeah.
But don't expect to see a blind fire multiplayer challenge on its own. Don't expect to see that. But,
Yeah. Good point.
so if you've
good
got any
point.
more questions though,
No, I think
wrap
that
up.
is pretty much it. Frosted, Tom mentioned the Battlefield 2042 beta release. Yeah, it's going to be September 22nd. Explore, welcome to the stream. But unfortunately, it came a little bit late because I think we're going to end the stream unless anybody has got any last questions they want to ask. Of course, before we do end the stream, I've always got to say, if you want to become a leaker, then click that join button and see the perks that you can get with those.
You'll
and
get
help-
DMs leaks sent to your direct messages.
Yes, and support the cause. Fist bump in the air. Yeah, last stream I was saying I'm probably going to do like a 4-month live stream where I just grow a leak. Just have the camera on it 24/7.
I like that idea, mate. I like that. Just watch it. That's an official leak growing. You see it, the baby leak. You see it grow and mature into a real mature leak.
Didn't realise Portal won't be available until the 22nd. Well, that's the time the game releases, right? I'm assuming that's just because Golden Ultimate Editions is a week earlier, and they don't want people getting a head start or whatever. It's like with physical copies of the game. I don't think you can get a physical gold edition of Battlefield. I think. Don't quote me on that. Because I always get Call of Duty and other games a couple of days early if it's physical. So I was hoping I could get Battlefield like even earlier than the 15th, but it seems like you can't. So I'll be getting it with everyone else. But yeah, Ghost, if you need a hookup for an early copy of COD, then
mods in the chat. Let's just sure. What you're talking about, Vanguard? Yeah, sorry, there was just some bad stuff in chat.
Yeah, sorry. That.
There's always one idiot, isn't there?
Yeah.
Always one.
The problem is that because I've started streaming a lot more, I've not even got that many mods.
Yeah, well, for the next stream, guys, we'll be on top of that. Don't worry about that. We'll be on top of this. Do apologise. There's always one person with like all 2 of their neuron cells firing at once, and they manage to type a sentence on the keyboard and their fingers work. But I mean, hey, but what can you do? But yeah. Oh, definitely, I'm down for it, mate. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Appreciate it.
I mean, you're London, right?
London, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get it pretty easy. So,
yeah.
Right. Anyway, guys, we're gonna end the stream. I appreciate everyone stopping by. I'll definitely get a mod next time. Fucking hell.
Just in case someone with 2 brain cells decides to come back in chat, we'll make sure we have the banhammer. Apologies for anyone who had to read the nonsense, but yeah. Next time.
All right. Explore very quickly. Do you get leaks for anything related to Battlefront? Explore, I'll probably be getting leaks for the majority, if not all, of the EA games from now on. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. I think we're not going to hear about Battlefront until next year, or any Star Wars project for that matter. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you all stopping by once again. Ghost, thanks for becoming the co-host of the podcast.
The Gold podcast, baby.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and maybe as this progresses, we'll get guests on and stuff like that, and
do have stuff planned as well for
and continue. But
future episodes.
All right, guys.
All right. Tom, thanks for having me, dude.
Yep, no worries, and thank you all for stopping by. I'll be streaming again probably tomorrow. We'll see. And we'll play some Black Ops Cold War. But yep. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next
Peace.
stream.